Speak to Julia Manchester, national political reporter at The Hill. Julia, welcome here to the programme. In terms of people around the world watching, this bill, explain to them why it is so critical for Donald Trump, this spending bill.
Well, it's critical because this is Donald Trump's legislative agenda. So if you've watched the past 100 to 200 days of his second administration, you have seen President Trump sign a number of executive orders and executive actions, really trying to implement his agenda overall in the U.S. when it comes to a number of areas like the border, for example. However, he can't do all of this through executive orders and executive actions. We know that Congress controls the power of the purse. To allocate funding, he needs Congress. And luckily for President Trump, Republicans control both the House and the Senate. So at the surface level, you would think, great, President Trump would easily be able to pass his legislative agenda through Congress, extend those 2017 Trump tax cuts, for example, allocate more money to the border. However, what we're seeing is there are divisions within the House Republicans and Senate Republicans about how big this bill should be or how small this bill should be. A number of Republicans have faced concerns over potential cuts to Medicaid, for example, a very crucial government program that a lot of Americans depend on. However, on the other side of this, you have a number of fiscal conservative hawks, including President Trump's now former advisor, Elon Musk, who is speaking out against this bill and really creating a lot of turmoil among Republicans on Capitol Hill when they're already deeply divided on this legislation.
You mentioned Elon Musk, and we're showing pictures of the two of them in the Oval Office. He has increasingly been posting on social media what he thinks about this spending bill. And in terms of the antagonism, it is growing. And his central theme and thrust is the size of the potential growth in national debt, and pointing out today the amount of interest the administration is already paying on the national debt, and that's set to increase even further if this goes through.
That's correct. And, these comments really pose a risk, I think, to the future of this legislation, because what Elon Musk is doing by raising these concerns about the national debt is sort of validating a number of remarks and concerns we've heard from fiscal hawks in the House and the Senate, including Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky, who has really gone head to head with the administration on this legislation. It's also deeply ironic that Elon Musk is doing this days after leaving the White House, because we know that President Trump literally traveled to Capitol Hill last month to meet with House Republicans to essentially whip them into formation to vote for this legislation, regardless of what their concerns